And when you asked about excuses earlier, excuses are not really they're not really excuses. They're just a lack of passion. You know what I mean? And that's okay. If you're not passionate for something, then don't do it. It really is simple. You know, I'm happy when people leave the gym and find something else they can do. You know what I mean? Hopefully they find their passion. I just hope a few every now and then go, I love this.
Mm-hmm.
And if I see it and I believe it, then, you know, it even happened to you. You're probably the top 2 or 3 amateur fighters ever come out of Spokane. And you came into my gym, and you know, I was against it at first. I told your dad at the time, who was trying to get you under, you've been doing incredible with Elijah. He's murdering everybody that I've set to beat him in my gym has gotten smoked by him. And he's the champion of my show, and everybody that's champion of my show is usually in my gym. You know, you're the only guy that just consistently, that never happened. You know, no one was dethroning you. So I was trying to tell your dad, I think you should keep doing whatever you're doing with him, you know, and even if it's nothing, whatever it's doing, he's doing good. But you came to the gym, and you know, I know you had an enormous potential, so you got, unfortunately, the bad treatment, which is, this is what it's going to feel like for 10 years.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I mean? And I know you had some rough goes in there, and then, you know, it probably make you help your decision. Like, I don't know if I want to do this for 10 more years.
Yeah.
I'm sure that's what you were thinking, or what?
That was part of it. I also had an easy way out. In my mind, I had a good excuse to not try and commit. Was my mom. That was right when my mom got really sick, and we got the news. And so I was like, well, if I'm going to, it's like if somebody has a choke in, but you can get out of it, but it's like, oh, it looks like I'm getting finished.
Yep.
So for me, I think it was just a good point in my life where I was like, okay, it's not going to get easier than this, to kind of step away. And yeah, I think you're right. I wasn't in a position where I knew I would want to keep doing that for another 10 years, or I never in my mind, especially at that time, had the drive to be the best in the world. And realizing that I didn't want to keep doing this for 10 plus years. That was just a good excuse that I told myself, where I was like, okay, I'm going to step away for a little while. I did step away for a little while, got a breath of fresh air, and then realized that it wasn't my entire identity, and that at the time I didn't even know what I wanted to do with my life, but I just knew it wasn't that. And so it ended up working out pretty good. Obviously, I still miss winning, you know, because that's the best feeling in the world, is beating somebody and winning, and, you know, get a professional belt I never got to do, and UFC belt. Oh my gosh, it's got to be one of the best feelings a human can feel, I bet. But yeah, it was just a good excuse that I gotta jump off the train early at that time.
Yep, you're smart, and it is one of the best feelings. I felt it as far as winning a UFC championship with one of my athletes, but the sport sucks.
Mm-hmm.
Why? Because I don't remember that as much as I remember our losses. The losses absolutely sting.
That's very true.
That's all I ever think about. When I go to bed at night, I think about it. When we beat Amanda Nunes, I was on cloud 9 for 4 or 5 days. That's it. And then we got signed some other fights with other guys, and we're running around, and all of a sudden there's a rematch booked, and now we're like, oh, here we go again. And it's just like, there's no time to just digest what life work you did. And then all of a sudden we fight her months later and lose. And then it's like, we're losers. We feel like we're losers. You know what I mean? And then that's all you're thinking about.
Mm-hmm.
Now we got to do this and that, and that's the sport for you. It just keeps beating you to your knees, and it's just for us all to get that moment of glory. You miss it, I can tell, and you know, people chase that. You see these veterans that just keep going and going, and then just to get that, just to go out on a win, and then they win, and then they may go out on another win. You know what I mean? And it's like, it's hard to have that discipline, and I've got the cold love to people that come back, and I make it hard on them in the gym, and they're like, I don't care about the win that much.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Because it isn't. I don't want it to be important. You're taking time from your family and your health and everything. If it's just not deep within your passion, just don't do it. We all love that feeling of winning. You know what I mean? And it's, you know, we always want to chase it, but we get older, it's more of a pride thing, you know?